Right, let's get into it. So,
go.
Rory Jennings. We'll just get you out of the way, mate. Get it done, okay? Of course, one of the most iconic. So he said to turn up, this is obviously about Haaland, to turn up in a new league and win the Golden Boot would be disrespectful. Brackets to Salah and Kane, or to the establishment, I think was the phrase that was kind of put out there. And he isn't going to do it. A good season for Haaland would be scoring 15 goals. He went on to score more than that.
Yeah. Is this segment where you're just laughing into the mic, or is there more to it? Like, how do we break that down?
I think so. Right. So back to the tiers, okay? So here's the tier list. No coming back. Is there no coming back from him with this? Haunting them, miles off. It's not right, but it's okay. And unlucky. Now, I don't think it's unlucky.
Nope.
I think
it could be a haunting him, because I don't think it is as bad as it seems, because he did say 15 goals, which he's not calling Haaland a would-be flop. He's not nailing his colours to the mast on that one. He's saying he'll score 15 goals, which would be, by Chelsea striker standards, a good season. Because he had just seen Lukaku arrive for 97 mil and stick up the place. So he was probably psychologically traumatised.
And so I've spoken to Roy about this numerous times. And I was of the understanding, I felt like it was maybe one where you're on a show, there's two people, you can't both go for the same guy. So the producers have gone, do you fancy going for blah, blah, blah? And he's gone, because he's, hospitable guy.
You wouldn't dare question Roy's credibility like that, would you? Come on. As a friend of Roy, surely you'd know better.
I'm not making it exclusive to Rory. I think that's something that sometimes in content you have to kind of go, no, that's okay, I'll fight the argument for this.
Wouldn't be Tom Garrett on the Zach G-Lab channel last week. Wouldn't be that one, no?
Well, I don't think he was doing it either, to be fair to him. So I thought it was that, but when he says it's not about that. It's about the sort of curse of the Chelsea striker. He was hot off the back of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, I think, as well. And so he was kind of going, all right, yeah, okay, this guy seems good, but players come from the Bundesliga to this country, don't always hit the ground running.
Do you know what? If we are giving Roy the benefit of the doubt, I think that you could have touched on something there, Jim. It could be a self-defense mechanism, because if you remember, Haaland had been linked with Chelsea for a couple of years. So he was probably in the back of his mind trying not to get himself too hyped up for the arrival of Haaland in the Premier League, because in a Chelsea shirt, he'd be hurt again like he was with Lukaku.
And there were videos where he was going, what a signing. We're getting back, because Chelsea were close to getting him, right?
Yeah.
So I think he was certainly miles off. Okay, it's not right, but it's okay. I don't think he should have gone there. I think 15 was silly.
It's definitely one that will haunt him, though, right?
Yes, but I think he has come back from it.
I'm sorry, what?
If anything, I think he's... Sorry, no, hang on. I think he's continued to succeed alongside it.
How do you mean? No, there's no redemption arc with this at all. It's a bad one. It's just whether it's actual rock bottom bad or second bad.
Right.
And I'm going to give him second bad, because he didn't say Alan would flop. Like, say he'll score 5 goals to be sold the next year. Like, he didn't say that.
Yes.
But
I think, though, in terms of ripple effects, right? I think that's been great for his career.
For Rory's career?
Yeah.
Again, now you're going to the murky, muddy waters of credibility now, Jimmy. You wouldn't dare say he's like an Eamon Dunphy and is doing it for publicity or anything, would you? Come on now.
Well, no, I don't think he was, but I think it was one where I did it. I did a video with him. I said, do you want to say sorry? He went, yeah, of course I should say sorry. Right, boom, title, bosh.
Oh, you put the title?
Yeah, that'll give you another 10K on top of that.
Okay,
Happy days. Everyone knows the game by this point. Like, if you can have credible content around it, then wonderful. Okay. But I don't think he was... I don't think his... First of all, I think from what he said, he meant it. But secondly, I think he has benefited from it as well. Perfect. Despite the odd bit of ribbing.
So where would you put it then? Are you going to put it like halfway?
I think it's haunting. I think you're right. I think it's spot on.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. So we've got some from a few people that have tweeted, but actually a lot of them are content creators as well. So Remedy. So I don't know if you know Remedy. Remedy is from, I think he does the Barra Brothers, but he does great shorts as well. He's been on the podcast before. He's actually changed his profile picture from the picture I took of him, so I'm not happy with that, Remedy. And he said, I said Jesse Marsch should join Man United in October 2021 to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Here's the thing, though.
Hipster's choice.
Yeah, 100%. But you got to remember, back in October 2021, I don't think United had been in a lower point. That was when Ole got the boot after a 4-1 defeat to Watford, right? In and around that time.
Yeah, it was definitely Watford. I don't know if it was 4-2, but yeah, it was bad.
And Jesse Marsch, his career hadn't fallen off yet. Like, he was still a highly regarded coach at the time. Think what Marsch is. He could, at the risk of sounding like a football hipster, which I've flagged so many times on my channel myself, but to give him the benefit of the doubt again, Marsch might be someone who's just picked the wrong club at the wrong time, and that has killed his career. Like, I saw him on the Simon Jordan podcast, and he speaks well. Like, he seems like, he's got a good head on his shoulders. It's just going to Leeds, almost the impossible job, keeps them up, does well, and then obviously tanks in the next one, and then backs out of going to Southampton because it was a similarly crazy club. So I'm not sitting here saying that Marsh would have been a good Man United manager or anything, but at the time, it's not. I mean, it's not. Listen, Jim, at the time, right now, some people are saying Graham Potter should be the next Man United manager. That really is going to the levels of lunacy because he's already failed, Marsh hadn't done that yet.
But I guess the problem he had, like, that any team in the bottom half, if you can get through 2 seasons, you've done unbelievably well. And I think that's probably where, because if you go to Salzburg, I could win the league with Salzburg. Do you know what I mean? I think that people massively disrespect managers of teams who are sort of down there, because when you're down there, like Crystal Palace, great example, right? I get the staleness of it, right, with Roy Hodgson, but like, he was great fun last year. And why was he great fun last year? Because you had Eze and these players that can make the difference. But if you don't have those players in your team, you're a championship team.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. People forget about injuries and all of those things.
Yeah.
But then
so would you be cutting this guy a bit of leeway there with his Marsh comments?
Yeah, I think he's unlucky there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like, because at the time, I don't think that was as crazy a call. Like, that's only aged poorly in the last couple of years because of the jobs Marsh has taken. But
I feel like I almost want to change one of these tiers to sort of hipster's choice. Because I think that's where I'm doing it. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm going to put that. That's changing to hipster's choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Rimedy, I think you've gone hipster's choice there.
And if you think about it, James, at the time, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Jesse Marsh would probably still have been an upgrade.
Yeah.
Probably. If you compare their CVs. I mean, let's not, one's from Norwegian leagues and failed at Cardiff. The other one's,
I think he was a little bit
better than that.
I think he was a little bit lucky, but I think you're right with Potter. He's similar. Was he that good? Was he ever that good?
Yeah.
Not sure.
So if you want to talk about bad predictions, I'm glad that my Potter predictions agents, that's a good one. That's one of the ones I'll put that in the Hall of Fame. That's nice. I'm pleased with that one.
Gabriel Sutton, who is a sort of EFL aficionado, knows everything about the EFL.
Okay.
He said, I had York City to win promotion from League 2 in 2015-16. They got relegated. That's tough.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
That's tough. And there's a few of those because there's also 442. I wonder if everyone else feels like... Obviously, I've had a 442 subscription for a long time.
Even still to this day? Good man.
I do, but just because I kind of can't be asked to get rid of it now. But I still do enjoy it. And 442 said that Wickham would finish 23rd in League One in the 1920 season. And they finished 3rd and got themselves promoted. So again...
Oh, when you said 1920, I was thinking, what, like 100 odd years ago?
Yeah.
442 back then?
I remember them there.
Yeah,
and everyone remembers that squad. I get really annoyed with the 442 pre-season, here's our predictions thing. That magazine's really struggling now. And it's not their own fault. But the problem with that form of media is you have to go, right, put it in now.
Yeah.
Go get it to the printers. Get it out.
It's because people like you are taking away the eyeballs from the magazines and bring them here to your instant podcast, James. That's why.
I mean, they've got their own. They've got their own YouTube channel as well. So they've bought into it as well. Yeah. But So there's a couple of those sort of down along the way.
That's going to litter the lower leagues. I mean, the lower leagues are some of the most unpredictable to pick in Europe because the transfer budgets. Well, they have been usually around the same, but I think that's changing now. If you look at the championship top 3, you'll know better than me. But I think it's the relegated 3.
Yeah.
And if there's no points deduction in the Premier League, the promoted 3 would be in the bottom 3. So, I mean, if Luton, Sheffield United and Burnley go down, the other 3 come back up, it'll be the most boring thing. I hope we're not getting closer to that, by the way.
The bouncing up and down is happening. I think 442 are unlucky there.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Gabriel. Again, Gabriel, I back your knowledge. So I think you've been unlucky there as well. Okay? Simple.
Go for unlucky.
Okay. Where to next? There are some stinkers in it.
Go on, then. Go on. Let me have some.
Okay, right. Statman Dave. I didn't put this in.
What's he done now?
My producers put this one in. Statman Dave said that Serbia would win the World Cup.
What? No, he didn't. Please tell me he didn't. Please tell me someone whose name is Statman Dave did not say that. Because that's
it doesn't say correct man Dave. It says Statman.
Yeah,
Dave.
it's horrific. Did he say win? Surely he didn't say
in
win.
the form of a Statman Dave tweet. Okay, so
Serbia. Did he say dark horses? Because that's a bit different.
It did say dark horses, but it did say, Serbia are the dark horses to win it. I think that was definitely his pick, though.
You're trying to stitch
from
him
what
up there,
I've been
James,
told.
You're trying to make it sound worse.
From what I've been told that he said they were going to win it.
Serbia.
They finished bottom of their group. 1 point.
Yeah, what do you think? Mitrovic just going to have a mad World Cup, rip it up? Was this the Christmas one then, was it? Last year?
Yeah, Christmas World Cup.
Come on, Dave.
Yeah.
Only got kicked off the Peter Crouch podcast. Come on, Dave. Come on. Come on, sir.
Hey, come on.
That was me.
There's no need for that. But I would say that it's dangerous to go with when it comes to World Cups and things like that. You've got to be careful.
You do.
That's a hipster's choice.
100%. I mean, I have no problem with tipping teams to have a good World Cup, dark horse. But let's be real now. Dark horses do not win World Cups anymore. The last time we saw a true dark horse win any international tournament was Greece 20 years ago. It doesn't happen anymore. It just doesn't. You might get to the semi-final. That'd be great.
We
said that.
We chucked out the. We said that Italy were the dark horse, but they're still major.
Well, when they won the Euros.
Yeah, they're still a major team, weren't they?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
So,
If you've seen them win the World Cup in your lifetime, it's not too outrageous to see them win the Euros 12 years later.
Yeah. So I don't think he's been unlucky there. I think it was unnecessary. And a hipster's choice.
Is that the
so hipster was it a hipster shout? I think they were the Turkey of the Euros. Everyone was going for Turkey, weren't they?
I kind of want to cruise time for it. I kind of feel like you should bottom, which is what? No going back? Like, there is no going back from that.
Don't think you can come back.
No, there's no...
Were you aware?
How do you explain that?
No, I don't think you can do that, because were you aware of that prediction? Is that a thing that is known with
No, it wasn't in my
so I don't think you can do
Twitter
that.
sphere. No.
So I think miles off.
I see what you mean. So you can walk down the street and live a comfortable life.
Yeah, without people going, right. Serbia, World Cup. Are you serious, Dave?
Little kids pointing at them at the tube. Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, I get you.
Okay. FPL Velvet. He's chucked one on Boovie here.
Boovie.
That's a shame. Friend of the pod. Said Spurs would be in a relegation battle and Ange Postecoglou would be sacked by October 2023.
No! What is this? No! Oh, geez. Do you know what it is? With Postecoglou, I know there was a lot of... People don't trust the Scottish League. Okay, I get it. I get that, but... That's clearly someone who never watched Celtic at all. Like, I don't profess to watch Celtic every week or even every month, but I knew enough about Postecoglou to know he wasn't going to do that.
But sacked by October.
I will.
That would have been awesome.
Think about Boovie. Spurs have been in a rotten period for a long time, and he probably thought, okay, Harry Kane's gone. Mourinho could make it work. Conte could make it work. These are world-class elite coaches. What chances an aging 65-year-old Aussie bloke from Scotland have? I get it, okay? I mean, Postecoglou's not a fresh chicken. Here's a stat for you. Postecoglou Postecoglou, he coached in the Club World Championships against the treble-winning Man United team in '99. That's how long this man has been around, okay?
Yeah.
And fair enough, if he hadn't I don't know, achieved what Boovie would have, enough to get Boovie to respect him, then I can understand. But not relegation. It's a relegation battle.
Yeah, relegation battle. A little bit too far, Boovie.
That's crazy.
I think, look, it's kind of, I don't want to say lazy. It's a little bit lazy. I think it's just like jumping to conclusions there. But I think him coming in, if you take the bits that Boovie took, I get where he... that was what came from that formula for him.
Yeah, but it is also a bit.
It's a bit heavy.
I think we need to stop sneering at Scotland, because I know Steven Gerrard came from Rangers. He was absolute cabbage pie at Aston Villa. But I mean, Brendan Rodgers he rebuilt his career at Celtic, and he came to Leicester and did a brilliant job. So yeah. So where are we putting Boovie's one then?
Okay, so I think certainly not hipsters. He was miles off. So I think miles off. No coming back. I think miles off.
Yeah, miles off.
Okay.
Miles off.
Paul Merson.
Go on, Paul.
Oh, Paul.
What's he done now? I
don't see 50 million for this player. I just don't see it.
Go on.
Talking about KDB.
KDB, no. Well, again,
I got sent this so many times.
Oh, man. Do you know what it is? Well, I said about Boovie clearly not watching Celtic. I mean, that man clearly didn't watch the Bundesliga at all. Like, he's just remembering him as being that player on Chelsea's bench who never came on. Do
you know that if you watch the clip, it's fantastic, because, and I've spoken about this a lot over the years, is I can spot the I'm panicking glaze of a football commentator, pundit, whatever, a mile off.
Okay.
And if you watch it, they're having a chat. Phil Thompson's going, I don't get it. Got away with it really, because it kind of was more on Paul Merson than Phil Thompson, isn't it? Yeah. And then Jeff Stenning goes, so what, do you not see it in him as a player? And you see him just go, not in what I've seen, not in what, like this, because I can see that back behind the eyes, they're looking around.
Yeah.
going,
full well
where do I go?
Yeah.
Who's he played for?
Yeah,
what
yeah,
position does he play
yeah.
for? What general comments can I say around that? And he's gone, not for me, not in the games I saw for Wolfsburg or wherever it was. I don't even remember where he was. So it's like, it was just shock.
That's a poor one.
Because where's KDB? In the all-time now. Where is he?
He's up there in the
top 10 easy. Top 10 easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What were you saying though? Because what were you saying at the time? Were you saying I know you wouldn't have gone as crazy as that, but would you have said, "Oh, good solid siding"? Good solid siding.
I would have said
it was only really Man City.
He was killing it though in the Bundesliga. I'm sure he was.
He was.
So it was like, that's a lot of money for someone who'd previously failed at Chelsea, but what was failing at Chelsea? Like, this is what I mean. I think it's okay not to know about something.
Yep.
You then need to look into it and then make a decision on the sort of state of play.
But he didn't have, I think because of the Chelsea, I'm not even going to call him a flop because he barely played, but because of that, he didn't have much fanfare or attention. Like, it was, Man City bought him unchallenged. Like, no one else was coming in for him. There was no Liverpool, no Arsenal, no Man United.
There's a back page of a tabloid, I can't remember which one, but it's got him. And it's got him saying like how they've overpriced, it's overpriced guy that they've got. Like, what are they doing? Just throwing money at the situation. And then in the top right hand corner, it's got Benteke. He's here to sort of cop titles.
Oh no! No!
It just shows you again, but I mean, 50 million was a lot at the time.
It was, and Man City were I think it was kind of fashionable to laugh at Man City for overpaying back then. They said the same thing about Raheem Sterling, who was also 50 million. Yeah. I remember that almost broke the internet when he signed for them because he had a 10-goal season at Liverpool. Nothing crazy. They'd finished halfway down the league. And that looked like mad money. So I think it was in vogue to slag off Man City for overpaying. But I mean,
how long has he been there now? Like, it's got to be getting closer to 10 years.
2015, I think he joined.
A stunning signing worth absolutely every penny.
Yeah.
I don't think you come back from that.
But he has, because it's 10 years later and he's still on the telly. So he's come back from it. He's probably said a lot more. He's probably said a lot worse stuff since then. It's Paul Merson. This isn't. I mean, lovely bloke, but not exactly the.
So what do you think haunting him?
The beacon of. I don't even think it haunts him, to be fair. He's probably forgotten he said it. He just gets on with his life.
That's true.
He's. Well, what's the middle one? What's
miles
the
off.
Below that? Miles off. Go miles off.
I think you're being really kind there.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'll let you have it. You can have it there. Mina Rizuki is an Italian journalist. Who's very good. Doesn't hide her bias. She said Mo Salah is just another Juan Cuadrado.
Oh, no. I mean, at the time, similar CVs. Chelsea and, Fiorentina, I think, on the thing. Yeah, wasn't that the one? Cuadrado was a loan move to Fiorentina.
He was at Chelsea.
So was Salah, away from Stamford Bridge. So that's just lazy. Again, like the one earlier, that's a lazy comparison.
That is bad. It's bad, but it's weird. Cuadrado's had a solid career. Do you know what's the problem here? Is the stockpiling of Chelsea players. So, like, Lukaku went off and did well, and, like, Daniel Sturridge went off and did well, and Solanke's gone off, and I probably shouldn't put Solanke in there, but, you get what I mean. Mo Salah, De Bruyne, like, all these players. There's so many that sort of gone on and done stuff.
Yeah.
But two of the greats are Chelsea fodder.
That's what, because I love Jose Mourinho, and that's a stick a lot of people used to beat me with, saying, he got rid of Salah and De Bruyne. Didn't really though. He didn't sell Salah, and De Bruyne wanted to go. So jokes on you.
De Bruyne did want to go. That's right. And I was going to say something about, like, sometimes there are moments in life and things click, but these guys had the diversity. They'd had the what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say diversity, but it's not. Adversity. Christ.
What was it? Adversity.
Adversity.
It's kind of like diversity.
Find the word.
It's thinking of the Britain's Got Talent.
Despite the adversity, they both got themselves back to the top.
Yes. And you might say that, especially for Salah, I think going away to Serie A where, it doesn't have the hot London spotlight on him, because I think Mourinho made him cry after a Chelsea game back in the day. Like, he wasn't ready for that environment. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Mo Salah, Mina Rizuki, where are we putting her? Seemed a bit harsh, didn't it? Seemed a bit harsh. Because she would have seen Mo at Fiorentina doing his thing.
So was she sort of alluding to the fact that this is when he signed for Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
So she was saying he was going to come over and have a Cuadrado Premier League. Yeah, that's horrible. That is arguably the worst shout so far.
I think that'll haunt her. Because I think Mina's better than that.
Yeah.
I think she'd say that herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salah detractor must be spending too much time with Tom Gardner. I'm sorry, that video it just wound me up, and I'm not even a Liverpool fan. Go on anyway.
Mark Goldbridge, 75 million for Van Dijk. Smalling must be worth 100 million then.
Oh, no.
Genuinely twice the player.
No. Well, if it was twice the player, it'd be 150 million then, wouldn't he?
Do you know what I love? The thing is though, like, you obviously say it with your chest with all this. Now I'm a wimp. I'm hiding in the bushes. Like I don't tweet these things. Do you know what I mean?
So you wouldn't stand there and go, Adel Taarabt was as another Messi. We just don't know it. We just don't appreciate him enough.
No, yeah, maybe I should live a little and like go for it.
Yeah,
I believe in.
Let your hair down, Jim. Do it. Go ahead and say some crazy things. That is a crazy one. I do kind of respect it though, because he's not just saying craziness for craziness' sake. He's defending one of his own players. That's a staunch Manchester United fan there who was probably terrified Liverpool were signing Van Dijk. Let's be real. Yeah. But I will also say I was also in the Goldbridge camp. Not for thinking Smalling was better. I'm not crazy, but I also thought he was overpriced, vastly overpriced. 75 million in 2017 was a lot of money. A lot of money for a Southampton defender.
Yeah,
who wasn't exactly young. He was what, 26.
That was the thing, wasn't it? It was on a knife. It felt like it was on a little bit of a knife. I think you knew he was class. Like, we knew he was class, but I think he wasn't actually that prominent for Southampton that season, kind of probably because he was just waiting for the move. Yeah, he wanted to make that move.
But he was sort of in the same category. This sounds mad. It sounds crazy, but Harry Maguire at Leicester, like a top 8 club, like mid-table, standing out, looking good, but you don't know if they're going to make that jump.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, say the Smalling side of it. If, say we live in a world where Van Dijk goes to Liverpool, Liverpool are Liverpool, but he has Smalling next to him.
At Liverpool.
Yeah. I bet Smalling is not the sort of, I'm going to use the phrase laughing stock, that is thrown at him.
I don't even think he should have that now. Like he's
done really
very well for Roma the last
few
years.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But when you go to Man United, this is I think for basically any player that has played for Man United since they won the league last time, all of their stocks are sort of...
They all get lumped in as one big basket.
They're all
chastised,
failure. Because like say Rashford, for example. Again, you pick Rashford and swap him with David Beckham. Swap him. Or Giggs or whatever. When you've got all those great bits around you in a team, you sort of become you become a legend because you did this and that.
And vice versa. If you took 90s Dwight York and put him into this team,
Yeah. I'll tell you what, swap attacking midfielder version of Paul Scholes with Bruno Fernandes. And you probably get similar numbers.
Really? Yeah.
Scholes, I mean, but incredibly different
characters.
Beckham
and Giggs and all the...
But Bruno Fernandes would have killed it.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes there's like a lot of stuff around it that kind of really, really hurts you. Mm-hmm. Or like Matip. Take Matip and put him in Man United's team. He would have been okay.
Yeah.
But he might have been a laughing stock.
Yeah. So like if Smalling was born 10 years earlier and was in the Man United squad around, he might have been another Wes Brown, which is fine. They love Wes Brown. And a good fourth choice centre back.
The sort of timing of it all matters, I think.
Well, how bad do you think this one is then? Because I would imagine you at the time were also in the Van Dijk is a bit overpriced camp, right? You probably were.
I thought he was really good. I agree with you. It was like, for a centre-back, 75 million felt like a lot. Not enough to tweet that, if I'm honest.
No.
And do you know what the mistake he's made here is just go 75 million for him. Way too much. Stop. You chuck Smalling in there.
Yeah,
don't chuck Smalling in there.
Poor Chris.
I think Stephen Howson did a similar thing. Pretty sure he did. Stephen Howson. Did you know? No.
So where'd you go? I would say. Where'd you go?
No comeback? I think he was. Was he unlucky? I think he was. It's not haunting him. It's not a hipster. Definitely not a hipster. It's either miles off or unlucky for me. It depends where you sit.
It's miles off. I mean, it's a bit worse than unlucky, surely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Alan Hansen. You can't win anything with kids.
Oh yeah, the famous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's unlucky. Name me another Premier League winning team that was 60% kids.
I think they did a thing on Monday Night Football about it last night, all the youngest title winning teams. Yeah. And I might be wrong, but I think Chelsea 04-05 was the next, or might have been just about younger than the winning with kids, because they obviously had a few old ones in there as well that takes up the age thing. But yeah, he probably is unlucky. Like like what he's saying is mostly right. You need experience in there, but in that Man United squad, there probably was more experience than was maybe let on in that quote.
Yeah, I think so. That year you would have had, and Neville talks about it a lot. Cantona came back. I think he'd done the Kung Fu Kick the year before, or in the January. Came back in October and carried them quite a bit. But you had, I think Steve Bruce was still in there, Pallister was in there, Dennis Irwin was in there, Schmeichel's in there, Roy Keane's sort of, I guess, 25, 26 maybe by this point.
So it's not like a bunch of under-18s. Like, he's fundamentally right. You probably can't win a league with all 19-year-olds. Like, what he's saying is right. It's just he was wrong to, I don't know, sort of...
Well, he was wrong that year, wasn't he?
Huh?
He was wrong that year.
That year?
Yeah. I think he's unlucky.
He is unlucky.
Stan Collymore making his first appearance in terms of discussion on the ripple effect, believe it or not. He says Pep Guardiola is beyond deluded if he thinks he can win the Premier League without practicing tackling. The City boss said he doesn't coach tackles after his side went 4-2 down at Leicester City. That's in a Stan Collymore column. Someone gave him a
and when's it? That's 2016, is it?
That's 2016, December the 12th.
Okay, so that would just be a few months into Pep's thing. Pep had a rocky start, you know. He got off to a flying
Fraudiola,
start.
do you remember that?
Yeah, no, he got off to a flying start in the first couple of months.
Yeah.
But I think around October time like Jamie Vardy scored a hat-trick in that game, I think. They got absolutely battered. John Stones was taken to the cleaners. So, like...
Future title winners, were they not, as well? Or maybe it was the year after.
I'm sure Guardiola does practice tackles I'm sure the players do tackle in training, okay? You can't believe everything Pep says. Like...
Do people tackle anymore?
Yeah. maybe they tackle standing up, but they tackle.
No, not as much. I think he's miles off.
I don't think he's unlucky, though. Because he's reading too much into what Pep is saying. Like, Man City do tackle. Like, they win the ball back. They do it a lot. It's just...
I'm going to go... Do you know what? I'll put him in hipsters just because he's sort of getting angry at the hipster nature of Pep. Okay? Meet in the middle.
Okay.
Richard Socks at Soxy Beast.
Great name.
This one, he tweeted in, said, this one from Neville the year before we won it. He also said he thought Salah would leave soon. He said, I can guarantee you as clear as day, Manchester United will win again. They'll probably win the league before Liverpool, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's not being disrespectful.
And then Liverpool won the league 9 months later. Was that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so, for sure.
Well, he's obviously miles off. Did he have some... Who was manager 2019? That would have still... No, there was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Jesus Christ, Gary. I can't give him really any justification there because that's Ole against Jurgen Klopp.
I think that'll haunt him.
Yeah.
I think there's... For me, there's a touch of... In terms of my feelings around him kind of seeing through the bias and kind of being clear cut, that could be a moment where you're like, you've lost me now, Gary.
Yeah.
And you might not be able to get him back.
Do you know what? If I give him a bit... 2019, Liverpool had just had an amazing season. They got 97 points and still didn't win the Premier League. Gary Neville had seen an era, 30-odd years of Liverpool bottling it. His whole life, basically, of Liverpool, despite, no matter how good they are, win the Champions League 2005, are they going to win it? No, they won't. They won't even come close. Even then, with their greatest team, 97 points, and they still don't win it, he was probably thinking, I'm safe. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. It's just something, And, no, he was wrong 9 months later.
I think, that will continue to haunt him.
Yeah.
Probably there. Okay, Garth Crooks, of course. Needs to be in there. I can't take Luton seriously. I see them down by Christmas. No need for that. I can't take Luton seriously. That's just like rude.
I know. I remember a similar thing about Blackpool in 2010. It's teams that come up and they don't spend hardly any money. They got a tiny little budget. You automatically assume they'll go back down.
Yeah.
I think I said Luton would stay up, but that's because I was in love with that Blackpool team because it proves you don't need to go out there and spend crazy amount of money. If you have a good team harmony, team spirit, and just go for it.
And Blackpool probably would have finished on 10 points less and a better goal difference than they had going down by having 10 points more.
Yeah, I love
And
that
Luton
team.
are like, I think you need these stories, like that they kind of, it can be the sum of the parts a little bit.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Garth. I hope you don't come back from this. I think, because I think you don't need to say that.
Nah, poor Luton.
Kevin Keegan. Right. I spoke about this on someone else earlier. I don't know if you're aware of this. So 1998 World Cup, Brian Moore was the iconic commentator for ITV over the years, and it was his last tournament, and Kevin Keegan was his co-commentator, and he was manager of Newcastle, or he just left Newcastle maybe by this point, and it got to the penalty shootout, England against Argentina. David Batty walks up and Brian Moore throws Kevin Keegan this hand grenade. So he goes, "So Kevin, I know you know him better than anybody. Is he going to score?" And Kevin Keegan's gone, Kevin Keegan's like, "You... Why are you asking me that?"
Yeah.
And as he's running up.
Yeah.
And so obviously Keegan has to go, "Yes."
Yeah.
Back his boy. Because that's Kevin, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what Kevin does.
And he misses.
And he misses it. And yeah, if you go watch it back, you can see him. He goes, "Yes."
Good old King Kev.
No!
So are we slagging off Kevin Keegan for backing his man? Of course not.
Yeah, I think
Jesus
he's unlucky.
Christ.
I definitely think
Very
he's
unlucky.
there.
Most professional footballers should be able to score a penalty, all right? It's you know, it's their job.
Do you know what, though? The one thing I would say is that if I saw David... Is there a player now, if you're walking up, you have that all the time, don't you? You watch a penalty shoot, and as you walk up, you go, "No."
Yeah.
All the time, right?
It's usually a centre-back.
Yeah.
With a big long run-up.
Well, I remember the Euro final, and Maguire comes up, and you go,
Yeah.
And then he just went...
He buried it, though, didn't he?
Rocket.
Yeah.
Absolutely rocket. But David Batty was not known for his goal scoring.
No.
Okay.
That's unlucky, though.
Sol Campbell.
What do you say?
It's on Sky Sports News. Great clip. Asked who would go through, Brazil or Belgium. His answer was France. I think France.
Yeah.
He wasn't listening.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Is he unlucky? Nah, he's got to be better. He's got to be better. And he's certainly miles off.
Yeah.
I'm going to go miles off.
Yeah, go.
AFC Bournemouth. Not a prediction of theirs, but they were hammered by everyone who said that they'd go down. And they put out the tweet as soon as they were safe. Did you see that one?
When was this?
So Bournemouth clipped up everyone who said that they were definitely going down.
Was this last season?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not really a prediction as such, but
No.
it was one where they kind of,
Got their revenge.
proved us all wrong.
Fair
exactly. And are going on to do great things now.
100%.
They've done really well. Where did you put them this year?
I think 15th or something like that, but I do rate Andoni Iraola. I think he's doing a spectacular job.
Were the people that doubted Bournemouth unlucky?
So hang on, let me get this straight. So they said this
hipsters or
last season when they had Scott Parker at the start of the season?
Yeah.
When they lost 9-0? Yeah, I mean, come on.
Unlucky.
Like, you would assume they'd go into free fall.
Yeah, I think it's a fair prediction to say they're going down. I think it was the way people did it. Like, some people said, like, I think Tom Garrett said something like, "If they get relegated, I'll never watch football again." Too big, Tom. You got to just bring it down.
No, to be fair, I mean, with Bournemouth, at the start of last season, Scott Parker pretty much walked away because even he didn't think they'd have a chance. Their own manager didn't think they'd have a chance to stay up. So if he doesn't believe, why should anyone else?
Yeah, that's true. Ted Jarman. Graham Souness's predictions in the last 3 to 4 years, everyone he has said has been basically the opposite. He said Haaland would fail, Casemiro only seemed good because he played for Madrid, and De Zerbi was a bad coach because he'd been to 5 teams in 7 years. Poor Graham.
Yeah.
I think Graham... I was Graham Souness's runner like a decade ago, and I was so scared of him.
Yeah.
But he was really nice.
So he's not, but I imagine he has the intimidating aura, though, right?
His handshake is insane.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Like, I've never felt anything like it.
One.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Just utterly
squeezing
debilitating.
every bone in your fingers. Yeah.
But like his face is like, like so relaxed. But somehow like my soul's being crushed.
Are you going to bury him there, though? Are you going to go?
I think the one thing I would say is they've pushed him to the side a bit, haven't they?
How do you mean?
Well, he left Sky, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He pushed, didn't he?
Think it's because of those comments?
I presume he was pushed.
Well,
I'm sure he's
when
quite
you're saying
happy
things like
doing
that,
it.
like De Zerbi's a terrible coach.
I guess he's not come back for that.
No.
Literally. He's been asked to leave.
Yeah.
And I like
That's the end of Graham.
Yeah. 4-4-2 we've done. And Pele. Had to sneak Pele in there. Well, I got 2
Slagging
left
off the goat.
Yeah, Pele, yeah. Rest in peace.
Yep.
Pele, if you're listening. Why did I say that? Forget it. So, he did a couple. He's had a few.
Go on.
Is Pele. And
Say something about Nicky Butt being like the player.
I'm now becoming acutely aware that the tears, no coming back. It's not.
Is it
not really the one I
burning a
should
hole
have-
in your? Okay, go on. What do you say?
Maybe shouldn't have had that as a tear.
What do you say?
Pele's
shit.
there. Yeah, he's not.
That makes the pot a lot darker now.
One of the greats.
100%. Let's not slag him off.
An African winner of the World Cup by 2002. He promised us.
No, not even close.
Colombia to win USA 94.
No.
Finished bottom of the group.
Yeah.
Nicky Barmby to be a world star to rival Roberto Baggio by 1995.
Why? Like, why? What was it? See, what's Nicky
good-
Barmby every week?
He was a good youngster, was it? Yeah.
Gee.
Get down to the lane much, do you feel like?
Yeah.
Was he watching that? By night, I love how. Look, I'm just reading this, right? But in the world I'm living in, I like the idea of like So, Pele, how did you find the game today? This Brazilian domestic match. I don't want to talk about that. Have you seen this Nicky Barmby?
Yeah.
Him and Darren Anderson are really ripping it up at the Prem at the moment.
How does he have so many outlandish predictions? Like, did he have a YouTube channel or something? Like, is this all on commentary? Like, how does he have so many bad ones?
I think they often wanted to find the new Pele, didn't they? And as the man who knew World Cup's better than who's going to win it, and he would have chucked different guys out there. And a final one was Nii Lamptey is my successor. After watching the future PSV, Aston Villa and Coventry forward star at the 1991 Under-17 World Cup for Ghana. Went early on that one.
So where did he go afterwards? Is it Coventry?
PSV, Aston Villa and Coventry.
That's no good.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
That's not even close.
So I
guess it is no coming back, but it seems in poor taste. So maybe...
Will he be
the other one?
haunting them?
Yeah, maybe.
Will he be haunting us? Just gonna pop.
I feel like we should just be nice. Say unlucky, like
let's pop.
Just be nice. He's a goat. Come on.
Yeah, he's the goat. Go on then. Amazing stuff. Good, clean, good fun. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciate you.
All good. I
down.
I feel like we're a bit mean. They're just kind of laughing at everyone else, despite the fact that me and you have also had howlers. I'm sure. Well, I'm speaking for myself here. I'm more of a jinx than anything else. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll say the QPR are going to go on a roll, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has happened last 2 seasons, which I've been so I tweeted the other day saying, I said, we can do this. I didn't say we're going to do this. I'm not doing that.
You're still putting out the good energy though. Maybe just keep it all next season. If Cifuentes, whatever his name is, if he's got you on a promotion push, just say nothing. Maybe just freeze your Twitter account for a while.
I have stayed away from it. I honestly have stayed away from predicting anything. Although I am going 100% on England.
Because England fine, but as the most prominent QPR fan in media, I would imagine at the minute, those players could be hearing getting a bit,
Am I galvanising? Do you think I'm galvanising the voice? Steve Cook, if you're watching this, mate, I love you. You're so good. Keep doing what you do.
Good man, Steve.
Okay. Go check out The Irish Guy on YouTube. Wonderful person, great content, funny dude. And he's come a long way, so do something for him.
Oh, God.
He's come a long way. Now,
we got it done, though.
Right then, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts on Twitter, and if you are enjoying the podcast, please do support the podcast, follow it wherever you listen to your podcast, and if you want to watch all of the podcasts, how many times can you say podcast in a sentence? If you want to see all of the podcasts, you can do exclusively on Spotify. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate it.